So we all have those players or DMs that try to be the funny guy. You know, sometimes they try too hard and are a little on the too much side. This could be a terrible pun, a change in a name to reference something else entirely, or just straight up off-color or nonsensical funny jokes. Sure, as a bunch of teenagers, we all probably did that. My first D&D character name was referencing an old-as-balls anime, Birdie the Mighty, and a PS2 game only I played among all my friends, Evergrace. And Jim's character was a homage to Lord of the Rings, Elf Archer, Legolas, and Legend of Zelda's Link. And then we have another one of my old gaming friends, who we will call Feel Nuri. Yeah, that works. Nuri was a failed funny guy of the party, pulling antics in game that just made other characters, PC and NPC alike, facepalm, cringe, or just toss his character out of a window. To the point it was a running joke that he would be tossed out around so often, the first thing the party's paladin would do is open a window to, quote, prevent having to pay for repairs. Anyways, the first of these characters was the first one I played alongside with during my introduction to Dungeons & Dragons 3.5. Honestly, this was at his most tame, where his jokes were more puns than anything. Alongside my barbarian gnome Darius Stomu and Jim's Lego Link Ost Stoneforge, we have Nuri's halfling rogue with a specialization in thrown weapons and debauchery. He always joked that he had a dong the size of a human, so it scared off halfling women, made huge claims of thievery which had gotten the side eye of when talking in public areas, and even tried to make a couple of attempts at stealing people's pants, a la the gamers. Not Gamers Darkness Rising, gamers, just gamers when they were still like in college and doing awesome movies. His name? Ozzy Osbourne Baggins. Yes, Lord of the Rings was pretty big in our group, and he was a huge fan of Ozzy, but then again, so was the rest of the party. Never caught on with me. I was always busy listening to my parents' golden oldies, or my brother's alternative rock, and because I was a teenager who didn't have many friends beyond the guys, Linkin Park. Beyond the silly name and in-game antics, though, there was nothing really offensive about Ozzy. He was a lovable character, and it was a pretty cool combo with my barbarian. I could have pulled off some better comboing if I had ate another more often, but hey, two small-sized characters wrecking face was pretty damn awesome. Then there was one of his most notable and, from what I remember, most racially offensive. I don't remember his name specifically, as it was roughly 12 to 13 years ago while I was still in high school, but it was either Mumbo or Jumbo, and Nuri had constantly described him as, quote, Nubian Black. Okay, we didn't think anything about it at first. People of color were a thing in D&D and all. It's just that Nuri was one of the whitest white boys you've ever seen, and has never made a character of any skin color or nationality besides white and European inspired. While rolling for ability scores, though, he insisted his intelligence be 6 and that he was going to be a barbarian. This is around where we saw through Nuri's antics, and Jim called him out, "You're just gonna make this guy a stupid black guy stereotype, right?" The answer was yes. He ran around smacking things with a massive great club, called all the other characters and NPCs that were Caucasian of skin, "Yes, massa," and constantly asked shopkeepers and such if they had watermelons. What the shit is wrong with you, Nuri? It's not like the group doesn't have a sense of humor. Hell, from last I remember, Jim was still sometimes spouting off-color jokes. I haven't seen the guy in like 7 years, so you'll have to pardon me if I don't know what the hell he's been up to. It's pretty par for the course for northern New York. But the joke was 4 hours long, and it was only funny for the first 5 minutes, if you get my drift. Naturally, and by that I mean thankfully, he had to leave the game early and needed to be cardboarded. "Just have him run up to things and hit shit with a stick," was his last words on how to play him, so we played him like that, but with a slight kamikaze twist. Like jumping into the open mouth of a bullet twist. We didn't have the goal to raise him, and didn't even play that particular game anymore, mostly hoping that Jumbo was never brought up again. So yeah, he was a pretty nonsensical player when he made characters. How do you think he'd do as a DM? Pretty terrible. I could honestly leave this video at that, but that'd be no fun. My first adventure I ran through ever with Darius was the Sunless Citadel, this two-tiered temple palace that had kobolds, goblins, a dragon, so on. Our DM, who we'll call Dalton for the purposes of this video, was awesome. He was creative, knew how to keep things interesting and fair. If you did something stupid, you'd suffer for it, something Nuri was familiar with after a while playing Ozzy. So one evening, Dalton wasn't able to join us on time, so Nuri decided he'd DM. Roll up some characters, guys, we're going to go through the Sunless Citadel. What? Who's the Dungeon Master? Me. I honestly don't remember the characters we rolled up. It was just such a shitstorm of stupid antics.
Oh, sorry.
We've been through the Citadel before, but we were good at not metagaming. You know, using the knowledge of the game itself to your advantage, like looking at the DM's notes. That said, he played the enemies like they were a comedy sideshow. Tripping over each other, making them fumble without even rolling dice, doing stupid things that made no sense, like not utilizing traps and fighting instead of running. The worst though was that he assumed things were not done when they were not stated. And these are more obvious things like, oh, you're heading out without a map? No, Nuri, we were just about to do that itself.
Welcome to Helmgard.
Oh, you're attacking with those nunchaku you found, right? Why would I do that? I'm not proficient. And why did a goblin have a nunchaku? Right, so the troll attacks you. Wait, you said I could roll diplomacy to calm him. Stupid stuff like that. Eventually, we were low on supplies and Dalton had finally came around. We regaled him with the tale of Nuri as the DM while he made a character to join in. Which was fruitless, by the way, as when we got out of the Citadel to restock, we were confronted by a high-power mage that was after Nuri's DMPC, or Dungeon Master player character. The mage had cast some wall of force spells that he used to trap everyone but his DMPC, who promptly died to a fireball. We were level 1. And then the villain removed the bubbles and instead of teleporting away, decided to walk away. Apparently Nuri didn't think that we were going to attack the mage, because at this point we were like, hey, the sooner that this adventure ends, the better. We didn't give a second thought about charging the mage and killing him. We just did. Nuri was unsure what to do because he thought we were just going to let him walk away. And no. After a couple of miraculous crits, we did end up killing the mage, and after a little quote-unquote grievance of his character, Nuri had to leave and Dalton took over. And suddenly it's like the clouds have parted, light shines down on the party as though a terrible curse brought on by a vile higher power has been vanquished, Dalton had joked as he took over the last 3/4 of the module. From there, the Citadel was much faster to get through, and we eventually got through the adventure after a mere few hours. But we would never play those characters again afterwards. That's honestly all I could really remember of Nuri, truth be told. Again, some of these things were from forever ago, and it's hard to conjure back up from the untouched, cobweb-filled archives of my memories. Thank you all for watching, and I hope you guys are enjoying your D&D December. If you like this series, please like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell in order to get more gaming and D&D related content. Speaking of D&D content though, I'm currently playing through Daggerdale, which was not a good game. But I also have the Temple of Elemental Evil and the Game Boy Advance port of Eye of the Beholder you could watch, plus a co-op playthrough of Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance with my friend Link. If you want to support the channel, you can visit the description below and become my patron. Every patron gets thanks at the end of every Let's Play series. Thank you all for watching, and I hope to see you guys in the next video. Take care. Cheers.